Welcome to the channel Physics Made Easy. Today we are going to discuss about rolling motion, how to calculate the displacement velocity of an object in rolling. In addition to this, we will also discuss the pure rolling and its conditions. Rolling motion is the combination of translational motion and rotational motion. And these motions are taking place simultaneously. A body is moving in a straight line along with rotational motion. It is moving in a circle and moving forward too. How to calculate displacement? Let's see. Suppose it is a wheel or ring or disc, you may say, of radius r. Okay. It is moving forward. Now in translational motion, the velocity of center of mass represents the velocity of each particle. We have seen. So this is the velocity of center of mass. Object is rotating also with the angular velocity omega. Its radius is r. What happens after some time? Suppose that time is t. It comes here at the second situation after covering certain distance. You know, in the translational motion, what is the formula for displacement? Displacement is velocity into time. Then what will be this from point 1 to point 2 position? This displacement along the horizontal direction due to translational motion will be v into t. What will be the displacement due to rotation? How will you consider that the object which is rotating also, then from point, suppose P1 to this point, come here at after time t at the position P1 dash by having the angular displacement theta, which is equal to omega t. I have drawn this figure separately, but it is having this rotational motion is along with the translational motion. So it is taking place simultaneously. What is this omega t? This is the angular displacement. And what is this translational displacement? That displacement will be the vector sum of these two. We can understand with the help of one example. Suppose this is the object same of mass m and radius r, which is in rolling motion. The angular velocity is omega and its radius is r. It is given that it is rolling at the level surface like this. What will happen? The point P, which is at the surface, when it rolls, it will cover certain distance. Look here, at the point P, again you will find the velocity of center of mass, since the body is rolling and it is in translational motion. So velocity of center of mass is Vc. At point P, it will be also Vc. And since it is rotating also, look here, at this point in this direction, at this point in this direction, at this point in this direction. And you know what is the velocity of rotational motion? Given by r omega. So what I mean to say, that this point P after certain time t will come here or not. Suppose you select this point, it will come here, this point it will come here due to rotational motion. We have to find what will be the displacement of the particle after time t in this situation. Look here. Suppose the point P comes at the situation like here. Okay, this is the center. Then this is the radius also. The point P comes here and this is the point P. Originally it was here. What is the angle? It is theta. then this is the, I write here, this is the perpendicular drawn, then if this is the angle theta, what will be this C, and I take this name as M, then the CM will be R cos theta, and this PM, this P final M, this PFM will be R sin theta. Look here, from this position to this position, the object has covered the distance from this point P to this position, and this linear displacement, what we have written here, Vt, but actual is the point P here. Since it is rotating also, then this point P1 initial position is this point P1 final position. Actually, after time t, the particle is here. How much at the distance? Suppose this is, I write here point t. What is the actual translational displacement? Pt, not P1I. Is it clear or not? We draw the figure that object has covered this distance, but we are calculating the displacement of point P. Then point P will rotate also. The ring or wheel is rotating also, so point P will have certain other distance due to rotation, and that is, I have shown this with P1F. So this P to T will be the actual displacement. How will you find Pt? This Pt will be equal to P1I minus T1I. What is P1I? The total displacement, Vt, minus, what is T1I? This one. What is this? P1FM. Look, this dotted line. In the right angle triangle CMP1F, this will be R sin theta or not? This, I am drawing the bigger one. If this is the right angle triangle, this one, okay, this is P1F, this is angle theta, this is R, this is C, this is M. This will be R cos theta, and this will be R sin theta. So this minus R sin theta, and along the x-axis, so it will be I cap. This is the final position of the point P. Then how much along the y-axis in the vertical direction? Look, how much along the y-axis along the vertical direction? So this is the T1F, and what is T1F? T1F is same as MP1I, and what is this? This CP1 is, CP1I is R. This total is R. This total is R, then R minus CM, that is equal to R minus R cos theta. Look, point P1F, P to P1F, this is the P to T, this is the displacement in the x direction. Since the particle now it has come at this point, then how much is the position raised? This is from P to M or from T to P1F. This is total is R minus this distance, that is R cos theta. So this is the displacement in the y direction. So you write with the j cap. Therefore, what will be the net displacement? Net displacement will be this Vt minus R sin theta I cap plus R minus R cos theta j cap. This will be the net displacement. Now, I hope that displacement, how to calculate in the rolling motion, it will be clear from this example. Now we will see how to calculate velocity in rolling motion. As again, rolling motion is a combination of translational and rotational motion. Translational motion is represented by the center of mass, and each particle will have the same velocity center of mass in translational motion. Omega is the angular velocity, and if you calculate the velocity in rolling motion, then again you have to find the velocity at each point as the vector sum of velocity in translational motion and velocity in rotational motion. That is vector sum of Vc, and what is velocity in rotational motion? R omega. Look, suppose in this example, if you take that this is the point A, this is the point B, this is the point O, this is the point D, this is the center of mass, so I have taken C here. As we have seen that velocity in translational motion, as the velocity of center of mass, that is Vc. So each point will have the same velocity Vc. You will have to draw the Vc vector like this. Will be or not? Okay. I am rubbing this. This is the omega I am showing here in this direction. Velocity in rotational motion, what is given by R omega. Then as per the direction of omega, look here at point B, look, the object is rotating, then what will be the velocity? Radius, this R perpendicular to this. So this will be also the direction of velocity rotational motion. So that will be R omega. At this point, suppose, what will be here? Look, the object is rotating, then where is the O point coming? Where is the rotational velocity? In this direction, tangential, again radius perpendicular to radius, so tangential. This is R omega. Similarly here at point D, look, the Vc is the translational velocity, and what will be this? R omega, rotational velocity. At point A, the object is rotating like this, so at point A, the rotational velocity, that R omega, will be upward. So what we observe, that at point B, this will be Vc plus R omega. At point O, it will be under root Vc square plus R square omega square. Why? Perpendicular vector addition, velocity is vector quantity. At point D, it is Vc minus R omega, opposite. Since the motion is forward, so I have taken Vc minus R omega. And at point A, again it is, the velocity is, what is velocity? Under root Vc square plus R omega square. We will see that we can write here these are the speeds, because this is the direction of net velocity will be here, and here the net velocity will be in this direction. So these are the magnitude of velocity at point B. Similarly, this magnitude of velocity at point O equal to magnitude of velocity at point D, and this is magnitude of velocity at point A. Clear? I mean to say that at any point, the velocity is the vector sum of both the velocities in translational motion and rotational motion. Look how to find the velocity of a particular point in rolling motion. If this is the object, and this result you have to learn, because this is asked in competitive examination directly. Okay, look, if this is the position of a point P, object is similarly in the same way as given earlier, rotating with the velocity omega and its radius is r. What happens that what will be the velocity of p? We have to calculate. The object is in rolling motion. Since the point P has this angle theta from this radius vector, this is also the radius vector. How to find the velocity at P? Look, rotation is taking place in this direction. Look, how much? Anti-clockwise. This is clockwise. This is the rotation. Then due to rotation, this is also the radius vector. The radius and perpendicular to that will be r omega or not? Okay, look, this is r from this C to P. This is r, then CP is r and perpendicular to that r omega. The center of mass velocity is VC. Then this point will also have the same velocity VC. What is omega? Omega is VC by r. Then how will you find here what is the net velocity at point P? We have to find the velocity of point P. Again I am explaining. At point P, the velocity due to rotational motion is in this direction. Velocity due to center of mass, that is translational motion, is this VC. If you draw separately here, then this is the r omega and this is the VC. This V rotational is r omega, and you find here this r omega is VC by r, then r into VC by r is same, V rotational is same as VC. Then how can you write here in place of r omega, you can write here VC. We can write or not? So these are the two vectors. At what angle? Look here, this radius and tangent, they are perpendicular. This angle is theta, this is 90. What will be this angle? 90 minus theta. Then 90 plus 90 minus theta, what will be this? 180 minus theta. Simple. At point P, the velocity, net velocity will be velocity at point P if you represent with the Vp. Then it will be as per vector addition. What is that? V square plus 2VV cos 180 minus theta. So this VC square plus VC square plus 2VC square cos 180 minus theta. What will you get here? This is the whole under root. Then what will you get here? Root 2 VC square plus 2 VC square cos 180 minus theta. What is cos 180 minus theta? You know, this is minus 1. This, what will happen? Cos 180 minus theta, this will be this VC square plus VC square, 2VC square, and if you take here 2VC square common, you will get here this is 1 minus cos theta. Okay, and you know cos theta, 1 minus cos theta in the trigonometrical identities is 2 sin square theta by 2. Then what can you write here? Within under root 2VC square into 2 sin square theta by 2. So this 2 into 2 and VC square, finally what will you get here? This Vp equal to this 2 VC sin theta. We have seen that at point P, which is at the angle theta from the vertical, in this position, what is the velocity at point P? It is 2 VC sin theta by 2. Learn that theta is measured from the lowermost point to any other point. P may be at any other situation. Here, look, the position of point P may be different. You will find the angle and you calculate the velocity at that particular situation. Here this relation is very important because it is used directly to save the time in competitive examinations. Suppose the velocity is asked at the uppermost point, then look, at the lowermost point theta will be 0, and in the lowermost point from point M to the uppermost point, suppose O, what will be the M to O theta? 180, and this 180 by 2 sin 90, sin 90 is 1. So at the uppermost point the velocity will be twice of Vc. So at any position you can find the velocity. That's why this relation is very important to learn to save the time in competitive examinations. One question which is asked in JEE exam, I think 2004. It is given that in the same situation as here, it is given that an object is rolling and its angular velocity is omega, radius r. Okay, its center of mass is moving with the velocity v. What is the speed at point P, at point C, at point Q? Compare the speed. Nothing is given. Look here. At point P, if you join from the center to the point P, this will be r. You know, r will be less than the radius or radius. And what will be the rotational velocity? You know, object is rotating like this. Then rotational velocity will be the perpendicular to this. Look at point P. What will be here? That if you draw the point P here, then point P will have Vc at every point. Vc or V, you can write here, this is Vc, so you write here Vc. Then Vc will be here at point Q. If I write Q in this side, then Vc will be here because translational motion is same for all the particles. So I am talking here at point P, this will be Vc. Okay, what will be the rotational velocity? You know, V rotational will be in this direction. Look, this will be the V rotational, that is r omega. We will write here r omega. At point C, this is the point C, only Vc. At point Q, this is the Vc, this is the point Q, and since the object is rotating like this, what will be this direction? Okay, look, this is the radius vector and perpendicular to that. So this will be the velocity vector r omega at point Q. How to compare? What is the question? Compare this Vp, Vc and Vq. Look here. Net velocity r omega will have one component in this direction. Suppose this is angle theta and the other component in this direction. So this will be Vc plus r omega cos theta. Vp net will be Vc plus r omega, small r omega cos theta. Will be or not? This will be at point C only Vc, and at point Q this will be the component, this will be the component. If you look here, this will be r omega cos theta will be, and this will be r omega sin theta. So this difference, because we see in this direction and this is r omega cos theta minus 1, so you will find what is the velocity at point P, C and Q. Compare. It is not given any value, then you will find this Vc plus some value, this is only Vc, and this is Vc minus some value. So answer will be, first one will be Vp, then this will be Vc, and then it will be Vq. So in this way, if the concept is clear, you can calculate the velocity. Now we will see the case of pure rolling. Let us discuss what is pure rolling and its conditions. In case of pure rolling, the point of contact remains at rest. There should be no relative motion between the point of contact and the lowermost point of the rolling object. No slipping, no rubbing. At the point of contact, the lowermost point has its velocity 0. Let us see how it happens. We have seen that at A, B, C, D, all the points, what is the velocity in rolling motion? In case of pure rolling, what is the condition? At the lowermost point, the point of contact remains at rest. Here lowermost point is D. It should be at rest. That means the velocity of center of mass represented by center of mass here is same as D due to translational motion, and r omega opposite to this due to rotational motion. Since this point of contact D remains at rest, what is the condition? Point of contact remains at rest. So this Vc minus r omega will be equal to 0. That's why this Vc equal to r omega, or r omega will be Vc upon r. So this is the condition for rolling, that omega is the ratio of this linear velocity and the radius of the rolling object. But this is true only when this rolling is taking place at the level road and the ground is not moving. The road is at its, the object is rolling at the ground. Okay. If the object is rolling at the moving platform like this I have shown, then what will be the condition for rolling? Let the platform is moving with the velocity v0 and center of mass, its velocity is v. Again, condition is that there should be no relative motion, no slipping at the point of contact. This is the condition we have written. Point of contact remains at rest. There should be no relative motion. You learned this, and no rubbing. Look here, at point of lowermost point of the object I have shown with the M, and this is the platform point P. This point P has velocity v0, and what is the velocity at point M? This v minus r omega. There should be no relative motion. Then what should we write here? This v minus r omega, that is the velocity of M, minus this v0. This should be 0 or not? The object is rolling with the speed omega at the surface which is also moving with the velocity v0. Then there should be no relative motion for pure rolling between the lowermost point and the point of contact. What is the velocity of point M? V in this direction, r omega in this direction, so v minus r omega. What is the velocity of point P? v0. Then relative motion, this minus this should be 0. There should be no relative motion, we have written. Then what is here? This v minus r omega equal to v0. Therefore, v minus v0 equal to r omega, or omega is v minus v0 upon r. So, this is the case where the rolling is taking place at the surface which is also in motion. Now, in case of pure rolling, we have seen the conditions in case of calculating displacement and velocity. In rolling motion, we have seen how the displacement and velocity is calculated in the given situation. For example, if it is given, this question is asked in CBSE PMT 02. Look, there is an object and again it is rolling with the same velocity omega, and it is given that omega is v by r, where v is the velocity of center of mass. Then this is the case of pure, whenever it is given omega is v by r, then it is the case of pure rolling. This is the condition of pure rolling. So I am reading the question. When a wheel of radius 1 meter, suppose this is the wheel of radius 1 meter, okay, this is r equal to 1 meter. When a wheel of radius 1 meter completes half of the rotation without slipping, again by language, without slipping it means pure rolling, find the displacement of the point P, which is shown here at the lowermost point P. How will you calculate the displacement of the point P? Suppose the wheel is rotating and half of the displacement means half of the rotation, not displacement, half of the rotation. That means this point P after the rotation from the lowermost point, where it will come? At the uppermost point. So suppose in this situation, after the rotation, the point P will come here at this. What is the vertical displacement of the point P? 2r. And how much distance it will cover? In one complete rotation 2 pi r. Then in half rotation this will be pi r. Will it be or not? We have to find the displacement of point P. Look here, then this will be the displacement of point P, suppose S. Now it is very simple. From Pythagoras, this 2r and this pi r, and its resultant will be pi s square r square plus 4 r square. Since r is given 1 meter, so answer is only 4 plus pi square meter. In this way, displacement is measured. Another question is asked that find the speed of point at the which is situated at the same level as the center of mass. Look, in these questions, if you have learned the logic that what is the case given for pure rolling, at which point we have to find the velocity, and the calculation of velocity is only the vector sum of linear and rotational velocities. Look, if it is given a wheel is rotating with the angular velocity omega, its center of mass is moving with the velocity v naught, and a particle at the level of center of mass, that will be the particle here at the point A. Particle is a point. Find its velocity. How will you find its velocity? Look, at the point A, if I am showing here, the velocity of center of mass will be v naught, and what will be the velocity due to rotation? This will be r omega. The radius of wheel is given r, then this will be r omega. And again, we have seen the condition in pure rolling that v omega is v by r. Put here, what will you get here? This v naught, v omega is velocity at the center of mass divided by r, so v naught by r. Here you will write here this r omega will be r into v naught by r, that is this will be also v naught. Then what will be the velocity at point A? Resultant of these two, that is root 2 v naught. So various options are given. Which option will be correct? At point A, this velocity speed will be root 2 v naught magnitude. So in this way, how to calculate displacement, velocity, what are the conditions of pure rolling? I hope you must have enjoyed.